Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Mrs. Shenia Joss and Ms. Ambiga Raja, respected Headmaster Dr. N. Pramod, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. Today, we have gathered here for the online inauguration of the English Club of Government High Secondary School, Medical College campus for the academic year 2021-22. To cope with the modern world, acquiring effective skills in English is must. Here is the significance of English Club in schools. The English Club has great potentialities to develop the English language skills of students. Let's begin the program with a welcome speech of Devapriya ES of 8th C.
Good morning, everybody. Respected guests, headmaster, teachers, and my dear friends. I feel extremely honored and privileged to welcome you all. It's an honor for me to welcome our chief guest, Mrs. Shenia Joss, Assistant Professor of English at Government Arts and Science College, Minchanda, on behalf of our school. Ma'am, we are grateful for your valuable time that we get to share with you. I feel privileged to welcome our special guest of the day, Ms. Ampika Raja, former reporter of New Indian Express. Ma'am, we are blessed to have you on this special occasion. Then I would like to welcome our HM who have granted us permission to conduct this program and inspired us a lot. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome the student contributors and the entire English fraternity of our school who have put in their earnest efforts towards the realization of this dream, the formation of the English Club. Finally, I would like to welcome all parents and all other students to this function. Thank you.
Thank you, Devapriya. It's my pleasure and privilege to introduce the chief guest of the day, Mrs. Shenia Joss. She was the former teacher of English in our high school section from 2006 to 2007. In 2007, she got PSC appointment as Assistant Professor of English in Government Engineering College, Kannur. Presently, she is working as Assistant Professor of English in Government Arts and Science College, Minchanda, Calicut. She has to her credit 2 publications in international journals. Currently, she is doing her research in gender studies. Now, I invite Mrs. Shenia Joss for the inaugural address of the English Club.
Respected Headmaster, my dear former colleagues, other teachers and students, a warm good morning to all. I deem it a great honor having been invited to inaugurate the Language Club of MCC School, where I served as a teacher some 15 years ago. Actually, I started my teaching career at this great institution, which served as a workshop for refining most of my teaching skills. Still, I remember the way I used to get irritated and restless at the way students behaved in the class. Actually, most of them would be shouting at the highest pitch, while I would be doing the same to drive home my ideas. Now, upon retrospection, I understand how their behavior in the class reflected my teaching skills, how good they were, or rather, how bad they were. Let me come to the point. I've been requested to inaugurate the language club of the school. I don't know whether this language club is meant exclusively for English language or it is for all languages as a whole. But anyway, I don't have any doubt in its efficacy because very efficient teachers like Sheena teacher would be at the helm of all its activities. And I expect in the wake of the COVID pandemic, most of the activities would be conducted online and they can utilize all the online platforms using which students can refine their linguistic abilities. I don't prolong my speech. Wishing this venture every success, I declare it inaugurated. Thank you.
Thank you, Shenia ma'am, for sparing your precious time with us. Today, we also have a special guest to offer felicitation. Miss Ambika Raja is postgraduate in English Language and Literature from the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad. She was a former reporter of the New Indian Express. She is also the recipient of the Network of Women in Media India Fellowship for Journalists. Currently, she is engaged with the University of Edinburgh on the Content Development Project on Climate Change. She is also working as an intern under United Nations Global Communication Office in New Delhi. I invite Ms. Ambika Raja to offer felicitation for us.
Hi everyone, I'm Ambika Raja. I'm from Calicut and I've just finished my Masters in English Literature from a university in Hyderabad called English and Foreign Languages University. So I'm here today to share my personal experiences and ideas on how learning English language and reading books in English have helped me, how they've influenced me, and how they've given me better access to several opportunities in life. Okay, so you all must have heard at some point from your elders or from your teachers or from your parents that you have to learn English, you have to write more in English, you have to speak the language better and so on. And you must have wondered why we're giving so much importance to English, why is there so much hype around just this one language. I have also wondered that. So the thing is, it's always good to learn a language because you'll have more access to information in that language. You'll be able to read more books in that language. You'll be able to watch more movies made in that language. And a person who knows multiple languages is called a polyglot. That's Polyglot. So we are all polyglots because we know English, we know Malayalam. Some of us know Hindi, some of us know Tamil, and so on. So, but the thing is, English is a global language. Which means that it's spoken in most parts of the world. So whether you go to any district in Kerala, whether you go to any state in India, or whether you go abroad as well, there'll be a lot of people who are well versed in English. And if your communicative skills are really good, and if your knowledge in English is really good, you'll be able to interact with them, you'll be able to talk to them, you'll be able to communicate with them, and you'll also have better access to more opportunities because you have really strong communicative skills. So to talk about my personal experiences, I started learning English from a very young age. I started reading a lot of books in English from a very young age, and I continued reading. So it's not just books, I also used to read newspaper articles, reports, supplementary sheets of newspapers, and this helped me to develop my vocabulary, and it also gave me a lot of confidence to speak in English. It also helped me write fairly well in English. So because of all that, late after my schooling when I went to college, so I went to college called Madras Christian College. It's in Tamil Nadu. And there were a lot of students from different parts of the country. There were students from North India, Northeast India, South India, and from abroad as well. So because I had worked on my language skills right from a very young age, I was able to interact with them, and share my ideas, communicate with them, make a lot of good friends. And the same thing helped me when I went for work as well. So my point is that if you start working on your language skills right from a very young age, you will have access to better opportunities in your life, whether it's in college, whether it's at a workplace, or even after that. And you won't be tongue-tied when you're facing an interview. You'll be able to interact very well. You'll be able to speak confidently. And it's always good to start from a very young age. So that's the crux of my talk. And thank you all so much for listening to me. And I would also like to thank the school authorities and the English club members for giving me this opportunity. So that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ambika Raja, for enlightening our minds with the advantages of acquiring English language skills. Now, let's listen to the English recitation by Alina Rashid of 9C.
Good morning to all. Today, I'm here to recite the poem The Highwayman, written by Alfred Noyes. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon the cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the dark inn yard, and he tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. And he whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red glove knot into her long black hair. In the darkened yard, a stable wicket creaked, where Tim the ostler listened. His face was white and peaked. His eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like a mouldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter. Dumb as a dog he listened and heard the robber said, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart. I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply or harry me through the day, then look for me by the moonlight, watch for me by the moonlight." When the rod buzzed gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a red-coat troop came, marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. She drew one last deep breath. Then her fingers moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and won him for her death. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him, and his rapier brandished high. Blood red wore his velvet coat. When they shot him down the highway, down like a dog on the highway, he lay in his blood on the highway, with the bunch of lace at his throat. Thank you.
Thank you, Alina, for your wonderful recitation. Next, Abhinan K of 10C is ready to entertain us with a violin recital of We Are the World, the masterpiece of Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie Jr. Thank you, Abhinan K, for soothing our mind with the magic of your violin. Now, I invite Abhinan K Javin of 9th A to propose word of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of GHSS Medical College Campus English Club. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for the event to all dignitaries assembled here. I'd like to thank our chief guest, Ms. Shania Jose, who honored this function with her inspirational thoughts and for attending this function in her busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am. I would also like to thank our special guest, Ms. Ambika Raja, for spending her time with us today and also for encouraging us to achieve our many endeavors. Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure to thank our headmaster, Dr. Pramod sir, who continues to inspire us to work with zeal and dedication. He has been with us supporting throughout the entire function. Thank you, sir. Behind every success we attain lie the manifold efforts of our committed faculty. I would also like to take a moment to thank our teachers of the English department of this school for their immense contribution for the formation of this program. Thank you, teachers. And at last but not the least, I would like to thank Devapriya, Alina, Abhinand and Nida for enthusiastically arranging this function and presenting it. Thank you, my friends. I would like to end with a quote I read recently. When we express our gratitude, we must not forget that highest appreciation is not to simply utter words, but to live by them. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinan K. Javin. With this, we have come to the end of the inaugural ceremony. Thank you all for your patient listening.